The brand new DJI Neo or the HoverAir X1? Which one is the best? There's only one way to find out. Let's put them to the test. I have just finished testing the brand new DJI Neo and the HoverAir X1, and can I just say, I have not had this much fun testing gadgets in a long time. It put a right smile on my face. I loved it. So the HoverAir X1 came out quite a few months ago, and I remember when I bought my one, I thought, wow, this is a game changer. And I was not wrong. But I also thought, how long is it going to take until DJI copy this idea? And here we have it, the brand new DJI Neo. It was inevitable. First of all, let's look at the similarities between these two drones. The HoverAir X1 weighs in at 130 grams, whereas the DJI Neo comes in at 135 grams. When it comes to the claimed flight time of these two drones, the HoverAir X1 comes in at just over 11 minutes, and the DJI Neo can go even longer than that at 18 minutes. And I have to say, in testing, I pretty much got close to those times. The HoverAir X1 has 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, whereas the DJI Neo has 22 gigabytes. Both drones have a single axis gimbal, and they also both use electronic stabilization. Now let's talk about the price of these two drones. The HoverAir X1 is currently £349. That's if you buy it without the extra batteries, etc. Whereas the DJI Neo is currently only £169, and that doesn't include a remote or extra batteries. I took both the drones down to the beach earlier and filmed some comparison footage, and here it is. So for this first comparison, both the drones are on follow mode. I decided to test them by walking into a forest, and as you can see here with the DJI Neo, it bumps into branches a couple of times, but it still keeps going, and eventually it makes its way out, and I was very impressed with that. Whereas the HoverAir X1, it hit a branch and just cut off and tried to land. This next mode is called Circle on the DJI Neo and Orbit on the HoverAir X1. The Neo can go a lot further away from you compared to the X1, and I love that about the Neo. Maybe they'll update that on the X1, I don't know. It was quite windy down at the beach, and you can see the DJI struggling in the wind. The footage isn't the best as a result, and I'd say the HoverAir X1 probably handled just the same. And also the fact they only have a single axis gimbal, that's going to affect the stability of the footage also. This next mode is called Droney on the DJI Neo and Zoom Out on the HoverAir X1. This next mode is called Direction Track on the DJI Neo and Dolly Mode on the HoverAir X1. The DJI did amazingly on this test. It tracked me the whole way. I could not lose it, and I tried my hardest. And then when it came to the X1, I really don't know what happened. I'm not sure if this normally happens, but it kind of went mental, and at one point it actually almost flew into me and then just totally lost track of me. This mode is called Rocket on the DJI Neo and Bird's Eye on the HoverAir X1. Right, so what do I think about these two drones, and which one would I choose if I was going to buy one? Well, I have bought one. I bought them both. But if you were going to buy one, what one would I recommend if you were going to buy one? The problem is, I'm a die-hard DJI fan. I've been using their products for years, and I love them. They're the best drone makers in the world, in my opinion. It's a fact. But when HoverAir came along with their X1, I thought, oh, here is a challenger for the DJI. And I'm certain that in the years to come, they will be a genuine contender. But DJI, they're established. And like I said, they've basically just copied the HoverAir X1. So which drone would I recommend to you? It'd have to be the DJI Neo. I mean, just the price alone, there's a big difference. £169 for the DJI and £349 for the X1. And what's more, if you buy the Fly More package for the DJI Neo, which I did, you get extra batteries and you get the controller. So it's a lot more versatile than the X1. This little DJI Neo might just replace my DJI Mini 4 Pro. It's a game changer. It's so simple to use, and I am really excited to get out there and film more content with this bad boy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.